Hara Bhara Kabab. My name is Chef Harpal. I've been longing to show you this recipe because this is something which is so very common and probably all over India. This is very, very famous. You go to restaurants, you go to home parties, everywhere the connoisseurs of food will order it or cook this at home. This is Hara Bhara Kabab. Now, Hara Bhara Kabab is something which is actually made out of everything that is green vegetables. Generally with green peas, spinach, some people add capsicum, spring onion greens, green gram. It's a mixture of so many things that you have. In hotels, I generally add many more things. But for home, I'm trying to show you which is simple, which you can do easily at home. But the trick is in how do you make a good one. I've got to walk up there, a little bit of oil, 1 tablespoon, not more than that. Oil is something which is very essential, yeah. So, ½ teaspoon of cumin and wait for the cumin to get roasted. I've got some spinach here, which is boiled. So, roughly about, if I were to take it, this would be around ½ kg of spinach, which is, the stems out, only the leaves, boiled, squeezed, chopped. That's what I've done. About 1¼ cup of green peas, frozen, refreshed. I've got some capsicum which I want to use because I feel the flavor is very, very good of a capsicum. So 1 capsicum chopped and added. Very nice flavor. You don't have to bother because you will kind of mince the whole thing up. So don't worry too much about it. How do you chop is not a great concern. Capsicum has a nice sweet flavor actually, But in India at times you get green capsicums which are a little sharp, spicier. So that's what is quite tricky at times, Now the cumin getting brown slowly. To this 1 tablespoon of chopped ginger, around 3 green chillies. If you like it hot and you think your chilies are light green colored, you can add more because the light green colored ones are not so spicy. The dark greens ones, small ones are very spicy. That's nature. I'll add the capsicum first in here. Why? Because I want the moisture to be as less as possible. So cook the capsicum. Capsicum contains a lot of moisture, and when you saute capsicum, they add to the color also. Not too much of sauteing though, just to give you that extra taste, That's what I feel is important in a Hara Bhara Kabab. And personally, I tend to saute almost everything when I cook kebabs, yeah. Green peas in here, spinach, some mint leaves, okay, 8 to 10 of them, just to add to the 2 tablespoons of fresh coriander. All this in, a little bit of salt to taste, energy, sing, jump, dance, yeah, namak, shamak, do that. And turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon. Now turmeric becomes very, very important because if you want a great bright color, the turmeric enhances the color of anything that is green leafy vegetable. Hence, I generally use turmeric. Now suddenly when you add turmeric, see the green color is suddenly brightened up. Now what you need to do is, I'll tell you the trick. You need to keep cooking by spreading the peas, spinach all over the wok on the sides, okay? That's when you tend to lose the moisture. So keep spreading so that the moisture loss happens. And I'll show you, as you remove this, there you see the moisture. So this moisture has to be lost there. Minimize as much as possible. Otherwise, when you add binding to this, which may be in the form of potatoes, breadcrumbs, cornstarch, it becomes little, sticky. So reduce moisture as much as you can. Keep spreading so that moisture loss is easier and faster. Now, you see, after spreading, you'll see how dry it is, see. Kind of sticks, the mixture kind of sticks, there you see. You don't see moisture anymore. It's all dried up. At this point of time, you know that the mixture is nice and dry and there's less moisture. Although there is moisture, but it's less. So what I'm going to do is take it out in a blender. At home, what you should do, I will advise you is, you must cool this and then grind it, okay? That's important. Cool it and then grind it. Here, I'm just about grinding the warm thing up. In between, you need to mix this whole stuff up. And you probably have to do it 2-3 times so that you get a smoother paste, That's important. Now this is ready. Mixture is ready. Everything out in a bowl. Now this is the beauty. Most of the time that you make a Hara Bhara kebab, you generally end up adding too much of potato, too much of breadcrumbs or binding ingredients, right? At home also. Now this is for home. What I'm doing is for home. So you end up actually doing too much of the binding agent and you lose on the greenness and the freshness of greens that you've added. Now to this mixture, look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Nice and green. So while I do the rest, next step, I'll also put oil to heat up because I'm deep frying this. Honestly, Hara Bhara kebab, I love only when they're deep fried. I don't love them pan fried. Honestly, here I'm going to add 1 boiled potato, not much. 1 large boiled potato, that's it. If I add too much, it'll become 2 potato a thing. 2 tablespoons of breadcrumb and cornstarch, corn flour as we name in India, 1 tablespoon, that's it. And the whole mixture blended up with the greens. Now because you are deep frying, you need to be careful with the binding. You need to understand that the binding is strong enough. Ensure that you grate the potatoes. Don't mash them. That's also important. I've got them mashed, but you grate the potatoes, okay? So if you grate the potatoes, you don't get specks of potato. And you don't want to actually. Personally, you should not get specks. I've got little specks, so I'm mashing them up. There you go. Now, isn't this beautiful green kebab that you have? Whatever you have eaten, no color in this. Imagine. That's the most important thing. And I tell you, if you're a good chef, you will not use color. This is ready now. This mixture looks nice and green. Looks like a parrot about to fly. Yeah, nice and green. Now, next step, we'll make small patties, tikkies as we say. Coat them with breadcrumb. For that, I need a plate. Actually, 2 plates. 1 where I'll remove the patties. Keep it here next to oil, hot oil. Breadcrumbs in here in a plate. Now, just look at this. Oh, beautiful, man. I tell you, it's beautiful. What I'm going to do is first check 1. Nice and moist. Take small balls, roll them up in breadcrumbs here. Give a nice speck of crumbs on this. Get a nice coating of crumbs. Nice patties. Look at this, nice and beautiful green, still coated with crumbs. There you go. Keep it. Next is small balls. Roll them up in here. Oof. I tell you the color. That's only because, the little trick of adding little turmeric. If you don't add turmeric, I can bet you will not get this color. And this, even if it is kept in the refrigerator, would remain green. There you go. Crumbs, easier to handle when you coat it with crumbs because they don't stick in your hands. Ensure that they're nicely coated all over. Now, very important, the oil should be hot enough because the patties are nice and soft from inside. Otherwise, they'll disintegrate. Now, very important also, I tell you, as a test, don't add all at once. Just add 1. There you go. And check for yourself. Now this is the level of heat that it should have. It should get fried immediately. Doesn't take too much time. And the whole thing is absolutely done. There you go. Nice and crisp. Soft from inside. And as you take it out, immediately you need to sprinkle chaat masala on top so that before it dries up, the chaat masala can get absorbed. And I tell you, when you bite this nice crisp thing from top, inside it's absolutely green. That's what I like about the Hara Bhara kebabs that I make, the style that I opt. And I opted only because you can make the same way at home. Just follow me.